Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Machuga Nyarieko TV talk show, the house of ideas. And today I will want us to focus on the Ruto's one-term slogan, something that has been literally taken even in the market, whereby if in some areas you try to greet someone jambo, that person will reply to you as one term. What does this imply? We all know that Ruto is a game planner, and he has been doing that for quite some time. Is he caught up with time? In the recent past, William Samoei Ruto had discarded anything to do with handshake, more especially when it was the time of the former president Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. But today he has a new partner, and those who are close allies to him have been kicked out. The latest one who is facing the door is the UDA chairman, Cecil Mbarire. But my one and simple question is, will his new founded partner, handshake brother, Raila Amolo Odinga, help him deliver the 2027 general elections? Kindly, before we proceed, take a second or two to subscribe so that wherever we produce another video, YouTube will automatically notify you, because in this channel we explain political phenomena. We explain why political actors behave in a given manner, unlike you can find anywhere else. And thanks those who have continued supporting us. Back to our discussion. Of course, as I've indicated a few minutes ago, our discussion will center on whether Raila Amolo Odinga will help the President of the Republic of Kenya, William Samoei Ruto, to deliver the 2027 general election. What is your opinion? What is your honest opinion? Will William Samoei Ruto help? Will Raila Amolo Odinga help William Samoei Ruto to deliver the 2027 presidency? Will he? For comments, just drop them on our commentary section and we shall discuss. I will acknowledge them and we shall discuss them as we move on. We have about 1 hour to deal with this issue of the one-term presidency. And if you are new to our channel, kindly subscribe. Okay, as we proceed, we all know that after the 2022 general election, William Samoei Ruto won. I don't want to say in what manner he won, but he was declared the winner. And shortly, he started making friends from all walks of life, including from various political parties. And this was seen by many as a way of trying to silence the opposition. This was condemned by the Azimio Brigade right from their chief commander, who was then Raila Amolo Odinga. But wonders will never end. After the June 2024, when during the annual budget reading, Raila Amolo Odinga found himself in the government, which was actually, or came to be known as, the broad-based government. What happened? Raila Amolo Odinga gave or donated his purported experts to assist William Samoei Ruto, and on the process help cool down the tempers of the young people who are demonstrating against the finance bill, which they believed that was against or was with heavy taxes in it. And since then, they have been very good partners. Now, here comes my question. Do you think that this will help? This will help William Samoei Ruto, because since then, William Ruto reconstituted his cabinet, as it was one of the demands of the young people, came up with the new cabinet secretaries, and others were left out. Those who were left out have since then joined different groups, and to be more specific, we have the former CS for Education, Ezekiel Machogu, who has joined the Wamunyoro team, but from the side of Matiang'i. We have the CS for Agriculture, Mithika Rintuli, who is now, I think, something to do with the organizing secretary general for the DCP political party. And many others have found out their ways. Those who came last, like the Attorney General, who has also been the Speaker for the National Assembly, Justin Muturi, is now the main critic of the William Samoei Ruto's regime. He has been complaining that there I was under pressure, and it has been confirmed that even the seal was taken out of his office. Whether legally or illegally, the fact remains the custodian of the government seal should remain with the Attorney General. So this did not happen, and probably that is why he had several problems, including abduction of his only son. Since then, the Right Honorable, the respected man, who in most cases I don't want to talk about him because he's behind most of the freedoms that we have in Kenya, but you know, once you are aging, then you change the perception. You start doing things the way that many people may not see that you are doing them in the right manner. So I repeat once again, with Raila Amolo Odinga, the river for William Samoei Ruto, because wherever you go today, this one term, it's as if the citizens or citizenry have been exhausted. Kindly, if you are joining us now, subscribe so that we continue together. Drop your comment, like our videos so that you empower. Just by liking, it means you are empowering this channel, and who knows, it can grow, and maybe tomorrow you find wood is in it, because by nature man is a political animal. So when we look at Raila Odinga, the enigma, who has been influential most of the time, not only in the Ruo Nyanza, but also in various parts of the Republic of Kenya, including the entire Western Kenya, Gusii, parts of Rift Valley, the entire coast, and several parts of northeastern parts. He has been very influential, but does he still hold the ground? Some of the reasons as to why the enigma may be losing the ground include: one, he did say, or he did try to be the chairman of the African Commission, whereby most political pundits viewed it as a way in which the incumbent regime wanted to ensure that the enigma is not in the 2027 general election. So they were trying all of their ways in and out to ensure that he secures a position in the African continent. But all did not go well, maybe because of the government was overwhelmed in international diplomacy. It was unable to negotiate, to make diplomatic negotiation. And this is a setback to it, because it was the first setback. It has been argued that William Ruto does not lose any electoral process, so he lost that one. Meaning that going forward, because if you have been following very well, the president, that is the UDA or the Kenya Kwanza regime, because it's not just William Ruto who has lost, it is an entire brigade, has totally lost the traditional partners, that is Mount Kenya. Mount Kenya is where they received merciful votes. They say to the last man. He was voted in to the last man. And what is interesting with the mountain, they normally wake up to food, unlike other parts of the Republic of Kenya, because they are businessmen, most of them, and they have interest. They have been having presidents. They know what leadership is. The group is no longer with them. We have two divisions, many divisions. Of course, one is higher than the other, and that the one led by Wamunyoro, that is the former deputy president of the Republic of Kenya, Rigathi Gachagua, is ahead of that of Jubilee, which is led by the Secretary General Jeremiah Kioni and the young man Saitoti. But as things look, they are together, meaning that there will be a massive voting, and one can argue that the performance of UDA in the mountain area will be tiresome. They will be tired, and probably that's why the president has shifted his time and again trips to the Ruo Nyanza to make new roads. The other day, yesterday, I was explaining how they distribute resources, how your resources can be taken, resources that, by that I mean those projects that have been allocated probably to your constituents can be reallocated to friendly constituencies, and this has happened in several parts before this budget, and some members of parliament are praising themselves that because we have remained with the government, we changed those projects and now they belong to us. So using resource distribution to gain popularity, and that's why I was questioning yesterday whether IBC will be able to solve such issues, because IBC is not an issue of the last day. You can be there waiting for food, and you even never saw how the voting was taking place. But the process is too long. It begins right from the time of voter education, registration, the limitation of boundaries, and more others. The mountain is gone. Western Kenya, whereby is largely has been a traditional home for Raila Amolo Odinga, is also gone. It has been taken by the Tawe movement. Natembea has taken it all. Today, Natembea is kusema in the western part of Kenya. That is the Mulembe nation. And if you want to see it is true, just watch carefully the Secretary General Kotu, Francis Atwoli. When you see it does not speak anything, remember, know that there is fire. Things are very difficult. When you see Francis Atwoli is quiet, know that things are tough outside there. When you see from the northern part, Duare is not serious. Duare is a fluent man. Know that the ground is hostile. And that brings me to the northern part. The northern part is largely in supportive of the current regime by the leadership, but the members of the public have got a contrary opinion. What does this mean? The moment they will have someone who will move them from the Duale direction, things will be worse than elsewhere. The northern people are more strict when they make decisions, and they have made. Go to Samburu, they are of different opinion. Last when I was in Samburu County, I saw, I had for myself. But when you go to the top leadership, they are intact with the current regime. And the one, or it becomes next to impossible to know what is exactly what is going to happen in the northern part of the Republic of Kenya, because the negotiated kind of democracy, sometimes I call it negotiated dictatorship. It is negotiated kind of democracy where they decide that you and you stop contesting, let's allow this person because probably is from a given clan. So in the northern part, we have the so-called negotiated democracy. That one can possibly affect the situation, but who knows whether Kalonzo Musyoka, Rigathi Gachagua, Matiang'i are taking in routes, and probably their teams are the ones which are going to give direction on the so-called negotiated democracy or on negotiated dictatorship. I call it negotiated dictatorship because you sit in a boardroom, about 5 people, one of you is forced to follow the rest, probably because of your financial strength, because of your what you are told, because you come from this clan, allow this one to first contest, and maybe in the near future it will be your time. The coast, let's now move to the coast. But if kindly you are joining us right now, subscribe. This is a useful episodes that these are the useful episodes that we do here. They will make you not to strain, because we give the possible scenarios of what is happening in the political world. When we go to the coast appear to be silent. The coast is cool, probably because the both governors are in the government, are either in the government or in the broad-based government. The senator, those that have been known for quite some time, are in the broad-based government. But I do understand that Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka also has got a large following from the coasts. So the coast is yet not to be decided. When we come to Kisii, William Samoei Ruto got a good number of votes in 2022 through the former CS Machogu, but today Machogu has left him. Machogu was overrun by Simba Arati, and Simba Arati currently is weighing where to take direction. If Simba Arati was with the broad-based government, there was no way that Gladys Wanga could be holding national Gladys Wanga could be holding national celebrations. That's Madaraka Day, and Simba is just there, and he remains in his constituency. So what Simba is facing is equally the same as what the members of parliament from those parts of Western Kenya are facing. They argue that wherever they get, or even if there is something from the broad-based government, that Raila Amolo Odinga does not share it equally. He takes it all. He does not give them. They cannot count what he gives them to their respective races. In the morning, I saw some social media groups, them arguing that during the eve of the new year, the president came to or went to Gusii State Lodge. Yes, they ate so well, they discussed, but development was taken elsewhere. Billions, around 6 billion for electrification were not given to them, but they were taken elsewhere. But what they need to know is that regimes or governments, incumbent ones that is, will always try to be biased, just as I said yesterday. Just as there is a clip that I did yesterday, you can just go back to it and you will know why the current regime is now behaving the way it is. Even after this budget, there will be some kind of equal distribution of resources, but if you have a member of parliament who sleeps in parliament, those resources may be reallocated to the friendly constituencies after the budget has passed. So it's sometimes very important for the members of the public to know what they have been allocated during the budget. And that's why the Gen Zs were complaining last time. It's not about tax correction, but how is it going to be spent? Show us how is this money going to be spent. Kindly, if you are joining us, you can subscribe to our channel. In this channel, we discuss political issues, and in most cases, we are concerned with the behaviors. We try to explain why politicians behave in a given specific manner. In every behavior made by any politician, there is a reason behind it. And in politics, we don't have that specific reasons. We give various scenarios what could have led to those behaviors. Like now, I said earlier, Cecil Mbaile was very instrumental in Cecil Mbalile was very instrumental in the impeachment of the former deputy president Rigathi Gachagua. And today the same Cecil Mbalile is crying that they want to impeach her. So that's how we come in to try and explain. This lady was very instrumental in impeaching this person, but today she's facing the same issue. Why? You know, when you want to cut a tree, I mean to fell a tree, you begin from where it has taken strong roots to the ground. You cut those roots, and then these others will continue weak, to become weak, until the tree will fail by itself. What Cecily Mbalile did is what is making her to be weak day after day, because the destruction she made, the uprooting of the strong roots, are now eating her. So she will cry. Even the uprooting of those roots affects even the current deputy president, whom they call the regime's president, and the other they call him the people's president. So that's how politics goes. Now that the William Samoei Ruto's friend Raila Amolo Odinga's areas have been invaded. Kisii has been invaded. Central has been invaded. The joint support he got in the coast, which included of Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, has been invaded. How strong will he be able to support William Samoei Ruto? How strong is William Samoei Ruto's home turf? You know, him being an incumbent president, people expect much. Has he done the much in his home turf? If he has done much, then good and well, there is a possibility that the people in his home turf will support him. But they are also experiencing issues of insecurity, abductions, unfulfilled promises. So that's why the question of the strength of William Samoei Ruto combined with that of Raila Amolo Odinga, whether it can deliver success in 2027. This time, unlike most other times, the young people are likely to vote en masse. And if the young people say that this is what we are going to do, that's what they will do. They will protect votes. And in our republic, if there is anything that is well protected, even including by the members of the public, is the voting exercise. More especially when the polling stations have been closed. From where I come, it becomes next to impossible to do any malicious thing, because people camp there. The windows are open. They may not get in, all of them, but they follow one after the other. You will even think they do participated in the electoral process. So they are ever very vigilant. And that's why most electoral pundits electoral lawyers argue that the voting at the polling station should be final. And if they are arguing like that, why should people bother who becomes the chairman? Instead, they should bother in making efficient laws that control the process to the electoral moments, because there is a lot of bribery, voter bribery. You can go to, say, Wamunyoro Stadium, Eldoret Stadium, Kenyatta Stadium, or in any other stadium, and you wonder where those people will get the money to pay all of you. And remember, when they do that, they are moving to around 10 stadiums within a day, or markets within a day, and they are giving money 500, 200, 500 each. So one can explain that this amount that is gotten at this time is what has been kept for quite some time, is what has not been used for development, and now is being used for bribery. So they do this. They keep the money. They know when they come with money, they will bribe you. They will bribe you. They will make sure things, processes, electoral processes like voter education are rushed. There is no that sufficient time for voter education exercise. They will make sure processes like constitution of or reconstitution of IEBC, commissions, is in limbo. Kindly, if you are joining us now, you can kindly subscribe so that wherever we produce another video, YouTube will automatically notify you. This channel, we explain events politically. We try to explain why some political phenomenon, political happenings, political figures behave in a given specific manner. And if you have a point in relation to this topic, you can drop it there. You can tell us, do you think Raila Amolo Odinga will save William Samoei Ruto come 2027? Do you think William Samoei Ruto will be saved by Raila Odinga to win, that is, the presidential election? We know that William Samoei Ruto has lost in his traditional partners. Politics, it's a game of numbers. He has lost the mountain. Will this man, the deputy president, Kithure Kindiki, assist him in retaining the mountain by those empowerment programs that is moving left, right, all over the Republic of Kenya? If you have a point, kindly drop it there so that we can engage one another. And that's why I decided that this month we shall be having live programs so that we can engage one another and we can increase our number. I want to hear from you what your opinion concerning the current scenario, that is the William Samoei Ruto and Raila Amolo Odinga combination. Sometimes as you walk around the streets, you will speak or talk to around 10 people, and from those 10 people that you have spoken to, you may realize they are in support of a given candidate, but one will go ahead and still tell you that this person is likely to win. Okay, of the 10 people he or she is with, tells him, in my honest opinion, if elections were held today, I will vote for this person. You find that of the 10 people, only one can vote for the other person, but 9 of them will vote for another person. But you will still find these people, when they go to the governments, I call them the sycophants, they will go and tell the regime that in that area you are most popular, because they don't agree with what you have told them, that we will not vote for this person but we will vote for this one. They don't agree. They take the false information, and that's why even policy adjustments cannot be made. That's why policy adjustments cannot be made. For instance, the last years, after the Gen Z demonstrations or revolution, there were some proposals, and which were all agreed on what ought to be done. They did agree that, for example, we will end the issue of Harambes and instead promote these sectors. Did Harambes end? Instead, there is introduction of empowerment programs whereby resources are dished out here and there aimlessly. So those are the issues. Those are the issues that Kenyans are encountering in our daily lives. Kenyans believe that they have their representatives in both the National Assembly and the Senate, but to their dismay, you will find that these representatives in most cases do things the other way. They don't support them. They are supposed to support them in registration of policies, but they do their own things. Instead, they are fighting for the CDF funds. And that's why you will find our members of parliament cannot speak, because if they speak against the evils that the state may be doing, knowing or unknowingly, their CDF is likely to be rediverted because it is unconstitutional. Charles Nyachai, while he was the while he was working with the Constitutional Implementation Committee, he did completely disagree with the payment of the, or I mean the allocation of the CDF money to members of parliament, because they cannot perform their oversight properly, and that's actually what has happened. They tried to twist laws, like for those who have read The Animal Farm, whereby you change laws at night, tomorrow they are reading something different. They tried to do that, but still the black book, the main constitution, does not agree with the laws that they are changing day and night. The black book takes, is it black? Presidency. No parliamentary law can not align itself with the constitution. No judicial law that cannot align itself with the constitution. Anything else has got to, any law of Kenyan land has got to align itself with the supreme law of land that was adopted by the people of Kenya. Still, I'm pleading with you, ladies and gentlemen, if you have just joined, kindly subscribe, like our videos, and this month I will be coming on. I will be going online, maybe 10, sometimes 8, or 8 and 10, so that we keep on changing ideas on governance. I'm concerned, this channel is concerned with explaining political issues, regime changes, how political behaviors happen, how politicians behave. So my request is that as you watch, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like our videos, and if you can be able to share, just go ahead and do so. There is no harm. That is in order. And you are always free to chat, to give your views, to give your views. Today we wanted, or we have been looking at whether Raila Amolo Odinga can help William Samoei Ruto. Raila Amolo Odinga can help William Samoei Ruto to navigate the 2027 politics. That was the question. That was the question. We have tried and we have given some reasons why it may be next to impossible. For example, we have seen the traditional voting blocks for Raila, which include Western Kenya, have been affected because Natembea has largely taken most parts. We also have seen that the coast where Raila Odinga dominates is no longer working with Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka has got also a large following in the coast because members, a good number of members of his community also reside at the coast. Kisii has also diverted to what they believe is light for them, and that is Fred Okengo Matiang'i. So Raila Amolo Odinga has been affected. The northern is shaky. the northern is looking for a Mohammed or a savior who can deliver them from the so-called negotiated dictatorship. So when you come to the one he wants to assist, that is William Samoei Ruto. William Samoei Ruto has also lost the mother of winning, the mother of his 2027 success, that is the Mount Kenya region. So he's also worried. That's why he's trying to move to Homa Bay day in, day out, the Ruo Nyanza day in, day out, but still there is getting some resistance from individuals like James Orengo and the governor for Kisumu, Anyang' Nyong'o. Remember, initially, Orengo, even until the time he ran for presidency, he never wanted to lower himself to the hands of Raila Amolo Odinga. He just lowered himself because he lost, and he realized that the people of Nyanza cannot vote for him if he does not work with Raila Amolo Odinga. Actually, he's the only man who could be elected from the Ruo Nyanza from a different party by then, until when he tried to contest for president. That's when he started losing terribly. James Orengo is one person who has been admired by the millennia, because during his time in parliament, people could not stayed to listen to KBC leo katika bunge. I think it was it on Thursdays 9 around 10 to 11 leo katika bunge, and they could just hear how James Orengo did wonders in the National Assembly. So this is the man who is doubting whether William Ruto can get his support from the Siaya County, though the broad-based partner principal is from Siaya. But before then, there will be lots of matrix that will be done. For example, they may decide to have Raila Amolo Odinga as the deputy governor, so that, not the deputy governor, but the deputy president, so that he can at least consolidate totally the votes from Nyanza. But I don't think that will make any impact. People seem to have a different perspective, because what may be required now is for them to change tact. Machuka Nyarieko TV talk show. Thank you so much. Let's continue meeting online. Is on air this month, so that we can at least chat, exchange ideas on how our government, our leaders are taking us forward. Thank you so much, and have a pleasant evening.